So here guys, today the problem that we guys will be doing is next letter element 1. So it is a very popular stack problem that we'll be doing. In this problem, we are given that we have to find out the next letter element or some element in an array. The element has to be the first greater element that is to the right of the x in the same array. Okay. So we are given with the two arrays and then we have to find out the next letter element for the elements in array 1 so as the elements which are next letter to the elements in array 1 that are also there in element in array 2. Okay, so we have understood the problem. So firstly we'll be basically doing it with two approach which are firstly we'll be doing with brute force and then we'll be doing with our stack approach. Okay, so what comes to your mind very fast when we know that we have to find out the next letter element? So let me just tell you how the element is next letter element of the array. Suppose we are given two arrays like 4, 1. Okay, so next letter element 2 here is -1 because 2 is the last element and there is nothing to the right of 2. So next letter element is -1 and then to the mid we can say the first index which is number 1. The next letter element is 2. So here we write 2. Then again 4, it is the highest or the greatest element in the whole array. So next letter element 2 it is -1 because we don't have any next letter element. So firstly, what approach comes to our mind is basically how can we use two loops for arrays? Like we can write from for I is equal to 0 to n, then for let us suppose it I is equal to for j is equal to I to n. So this will iterate from I. This will basically iterate to the right of the element only. So this is also a very good approach when it comes to our mind if we can click it. So in this way, if we can find out the next letter element for this, it is also good. But when we are doing it, our time complexity has to be big of n square. So this is not the very optimal of the approach. So we have to optimize it and we can't use this approach. So how will be using stack in this case? Okay. So I have told you that we are using stack, so we don't have to apply a lot of brain in it. So let us suppose okay, so this is a stack, let us suppose. So in this sorry. So in this stack we are with an array, let us suppose we take an array 4, 3, 1, 9. Okay. Where we have taken this array 4319. So we have to find out the next letter elements. So first thing that comes to your mind is we put 4 in stack, we put 3 in stack, then we put 1 in stack, then we put 9 in stack, and we find out and take out the shorter elements and put the next letter element. But will we able to do it this way? Absolutely not, because we have to find out to the right of an array. we have to find out next letter element to the right of an array. So in this case, this is not going to work. We need to know what is to the right of the array. So how about if we go this way? If we go backwards, we start from the last index and come up to the 0th index. Okay, so yes, we have found an approach. What we Okay, let us do it. I have told you a brilliant approach, it is very much optimal. So in this case, if we, okay, stack is empty, we have to push 9 anyways in the stack. Okay, then we have 1. Okay, for 9 it would be minus 1. Then we have 1. Is 1 greater than 9? No. So then we'll be pushing 1 into array because it is smaller than 9. We'll be pushing smaller elements in the array because they are not greater to the writer element, right? So in this way, we what will be the next greater element of 1? Okay, we'll put 1 later. Let us just erase 1. Okay, what is the next greater element to the 1? 9. 9, what is 9 at this moment? It is the top of the stack. Okay, then we will push 1. 1. We have pushed 1 here. Okay, we have got an approach. Then we will compare 3 to the top of the stack. What is the top of the stack right now? Top of the stack is 1. Is 1 greater than 3? No. Then we will pop out 1. Okay, where do we have erasers? We have popped out 1. Then then we will compare it again with the top of the stack. Is 3 greater than 9? No. Then it will be 9 here and then 3 will be pushed into the stack. See, we don't have to find out next greater in terms of like 4 is greater than 3, it is just greater than 3. We don't have to find out. It has to be clear in your mind. We have to find out to the right of the array. So that has to be clear because a lot of people get confused here. So when we talk about 4, okay, is 4 greater than, we have to compare it with the top of the stack. Is 4 greater than 3? No. Then we will, what we'll do, we'll pop out 3, okay. Is 4 greater than 9? No. So the stack of top of the stack 9 will be the next greater element for 4 and then we have got the next greater element array. I hope you have understood that what we have done. We have basically used stack to do all these operations. Using stack make it, yes, we do use a bit of extra space, but it makes the time complexity very efficient in terms because we have to implement only one loop here. So in this way, we are able to get the next greater element for an array. Okay, so now we'll be doing coding implementation for this. Okay, so let us, we will store the lengths of of the arrays nums1 and nums2. We have to use a stack as well. So stack of integer variables. Let us call it st. Let's spelled it wrong. No worries. Then what we have to do is, now comes the main business. We'll implement. We'll take a while loop here. While if there is something in the stack, if the stack is not empty and array of, not array, we have nums of 2 of I, not I. Okay, we have to iterate through it first, right? We can't directly jump onto it. for int I is equal to n2 minus 1 I. Okay, n2 minus 1. We are coming from backwards, then while not stack is empty, and there are some elements in the stack, and the stack of the top of the stack is smaller than the nums of I, nums 2 of I. We are doing it for nums 2 now, because firstly we'll find out the next element for the elements in nums2, and then we will match the elements of nums1 and nums2, and then we will operate. So in this way we will pop out the element if it is smaller. See, and that's what we did. Now if the stack, if like 4 and 3 we did, we had to operate for 4. 3 was there in the stack, we popped it out because it was smaller than the nums of I. Okay. And then what we'll be doing is we'll be saying if. Okay, so we have to store these elements somewhere. So let us take an array. Let's name it NG, which means next element. So length of an array with this. If float stack dot empty, and if there is some element in the stack, NGE of I is equal to stack dot top. That's what we did here, right? If there is some element in the stack, the top of the stack would be the next element, else NGE of I is equal to -1, which it already was. Like here it was -1. So we could have avoided it, but it hardly matters. Then we will push every element in the stack once. Like comes to I step pushing only braces here. Okay, and this operation also we are done with. Okay, then what we'll be doing is let us make a result array, because our objective was not to find out the next element of elements in nums of 2, it was to find out for nums of I. For int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, for int I equal j is equal to 0, this is n1, this is j is less than n2, j plus plus, we'll add upon it, and let us say, okay, what we'll be doing is if nums of I double equal to nums of j, uh, then what we have to do, we have to say that we have to find out, so we have to say that nge of I, in this case that we will be doing is nge of, okay, we have to use ng of j as, okay, result of I is equal to ng of j. Okay, so in this case here, then we will return result. Let us see if it works or not. Nums1, nums2, what error are we getting? these kind errors precision because they don't tell us where the actual error is happening. Okay, so we are going like this for this. We are going, it is a reference binding error, right? Stack of specify. We have to debug it. Stack okay. Okay. Spectra into NGE. We have to make it of type 291. Let us try if it works this way. There's no issue in this case. If the stack of is confirmed, then we are working absolutely correct. There has to be some error in. This is quite simple. Let us make it of length n1. Let us make it box. Okay. So the error might be. Okay, so we didn't define the length of the result array, and that's why we were facing an error. So with this, we are done with the question, which is next letter element 1. So it is an easy question for the topic stack, and it is one of the most important question which is asked very much in exams. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.